probably just jump right into it. I hope those noisy neighbors will stop thumping. Well, Mike Nichols just died. That's sad.
Yeah.
He was 83. He lived a good life. But we will never get a chance to hang out with him.
Neil Simon once said that when you talk to Mike Nichols, you can feel your IQ going up 10 points. And then you realize that you know more than you think you know.
A lot of directors don't have those qualities. A lot of directors are mercurial, they're aloof, they're not people.
Yeah.
So, my question to you is, which director would you most like to hang out with? Sit down, have a sip of wine. You get one living and one dead.
I know it's obvious, Orson Welles. Even though he could be very temperamental, you know it would always be a party. There would always be good food, there'd be good wine, there'd be attractive women and interesting people from all over Europe and the world. It would be in Europe.
For living directors, I can think of no one who I'd like to hang out with more than John Landis.
John Landis?
Every interview I've seen with him, he seems like the nicest guy in the world. He's full of energy. He's a great storyteller, and I bet he's got a million of them. And he could talk about working with Belushi.
Oh, yeah. I think I'd have to say the Coens again.
And you get two.
You get two, so if one becomes obnoxious, you have a backup Coen.
For dead directors, it's hard not to get lost in possibilities. I will go with the first director that popped into my mind. I'm not quite sure why, but Robert Wise.
The guy who directed West Side Story and Sound of Music?
Yeah. He's not only directed musicals, he's done sci-fi, he's done westerns, he's done horror, he's done every movie genre you can think of, so I would think that he would have a wide range of interests, and he'd also be able to talk about old Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. And all those Julie Andrews stories.
I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good, it might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Happy holidays, everybody. We hope you're having a good time with your family or with whatever you're doing.
Yes, have a great late December.
Well, you might notice that this is empty today. Normally, for our Christmas episode, we play a little game called 3 Film Monty. A little shell game with 3 different movies. This year, I've decided to take a break from it. No gambling, no games. I've got 3 movies for you, and you get to pick whichever one you want to watch.
I get to use my brain instead of my fingers.
First up, we have Always a Bridesmaid, Never a Bride, the film that's been passed up for 2 years running here on the show. The scary Finnish Christmas tale, Rare Exports. Or if you want to kick Rare Exports to the curb for one more year and go for something completely different, you need look no further than this film from our neighbors to the north, Finland, a movie called Rare Exports. Lastly, a heartwarming Christmas tale called Rare Exports. Now, don't rush into this decision, Craig. I want you to think about it.
Could you read me the list again?
No, I can't.
I'll take Rare Exports.
Oh, good choice. That's the one I was hoping you would pick. Here it is right
excellent.
there. Released in 2010 and directed by Jalmari Helander, Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, also stars Ani Tomila, Rauno Juvonen, and Ilmari Järvenpää. Rounding out the cast are Nikolaj Alsterdal, Knut Osa Gregor, Kjell Tore Nordli,
my favorite Kjell,
and Jonathan Hutchings. The film features a Dolby Digital sound mix, full color images, and not a lot of other information on IMDb. So we're finally going to watch it.
I have a nephew who was very upset 2 years ago when we didn't watch it. Thurston, this one's for you. Don't expect a Christmas present, because I'm giving it to you now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thurston. 'Tis the season for giving, and of course I have a gift for you. Something to help you celebrate the holidays.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it's a snow globe. Oh, I'm in a polar vortex.
I hope that when you're on your deathbed, many, many years from now, you'll be holding that snow globe, and for your last words, you'll whisper, basement.
And no one will witness it, and yet, for some reason, everyone will know that I said this word.
I like this snow globe because it looks like Santa has been taken hostage.
Los federales!
Well, won't you slalom over to the old leather couch with us, or as they would say in Finland, the vananaka sofa, for the scary Christmas story, Rare Exports. It's 24 days before Christmas in Lapland, specifically on
Kuntikuvuni Mountain.
Koravatori Mountain, where a mining company, Sub-Zero Inc., is digging deep into the earth.
See, we finally found something else than just plain rocks and dirt.
I'm sorry, could you speak Finnish? Because that's what I speak. Those miners find something weird in the ground. Sawdust. Way deeper than sawdust should ever be.
This is 100% pure. The old man who's running the operation says, "Oh, it's just what I thought." And he hands out cards telling them that they can't be drinking or smoking or swearing or doing anything else that might be construed as naughty.
My dream, since my early childhood,
was to grow up to be a creepy Bob Odenkirk. The leader of the expedition determines that this is no mountain, but a huge burial mound, and they need to dig it up before Christmas. They're being spied on by two kids, Juuso and Pietari. Bjork is concerned, and they think that buried in that mountain is the real Santa Claus. Pietari is a bit of an academic, and so he goes home and reads through his many volumes of lore and finds out the macabre origins of old Saint Nick. He's a little pre-adolescent Van Helsing. 23 days later, we find out that the mountain grave has been opened, and the locals are spooked. Pietari's father, Rauno,
Is digging a wolf trap.
he's got to protect his family.
Pietari has a little weird doll friend named Vupe, and he sees footprints outside in the snow. Santa Claus is coming for him.
Just no pants. No pants at all. That's a Finnish lad for you.
Isä, tuu käymään täällä!
Dad, I forgot to do something and I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, his dad farms reindeer.
Tää on nyt sun.
Merry Christmas. You're 7.
Well, it turns out that releasing ancient evils is bad news for the reindeer farmers of the area. Something has got into their reindeer pen and slaughtered their entire herd. The ugly consequences of reindeer games. That means they're out quite a bit of money. It's Christmas Eve at the Pietari house. His dad is cooking dinner. That looks like a tasty Christmas lump.
Pietari has a very traditional dour Finnish dinner with his dad.
Mitä jos mua ei olisi olemassa?
Please, son, save the existential musings for New Year's.
Isä, onks mä ollut susta kiltti?
It sounds like the Finnish word for good is guilty.
Off to bed. I got the heat packed.
Guilty night.
They're sad because mom's gone. They don't say if she's dead or if she just ran off to find someplace a little warmer.
Meanwhile, back at the mine, the foreman of the digging crew is talking on the radio with the creepy guy from earlier. And he's saying, "Is the cargo ready?" And this other guy's like,
it still has a pulse! Calm down!
and then this happens. It's Christmas morning. Dad burns the food.
Rauno goes down to light up a fire.
Gotta go down and shoot my dad.
Pietari put a bear trap into the fire.
And they discover that the bait for the trap is gone. They go out and investigate, thinking it's just a bird or a wildlife. But oh no, it is something far more exciting. Ho, ho, ho! There's a spike up my ass!
Not a wolf, but an old man. Oh, crap.
Rauno tells Pietari to go in the house. He gets his buddy, Pipinari, to help him drag the corpse out of the pit. They take it into the butcher area, and they discover that it's a man. He looks like a scary Santa, but he's got an American passport. His name is Brian Green. Unbeknownst to his dad, Pietari goes and investigates the pit, and he finds this creepy thing. What are these guys going to do with the dead body? The thing that they know best. They're going to cut it up and dispose of it.
Luckily, before they get down to that dirty business,
he's alive. But he won't wake up until a certain curious child comes snooping around, and then he's interested. He leaves Pipitari and Pipinaran. Don't remember his name. That guy. This guy. He stays and watches the monster while Rauno goes into town. And he discovers that the cops are snooping around because there have been a bunch of weird crimes in the area lately.
everything is not cool. Everything's cold because all the radiators have been stolen in town.
The local potato farmer, someone took all his potato sacks. Pietari does some investigating. He finds that all of his friends have gone missing from the town. When he goes to his buddy Juuso's house,
Juuso,
"You so lazy, get up!" He finds this creepy thing in his bed.
No one seems to be off-put by this because, boys will be boys.
Jos se on mennyt naisiin.
With a rifle.
Back in the shed, Pipanarian is checking out the man. Ah, boogity boogity. He gets too close, and this happens. Santa not only claws, Santa bites. Hey, he's got another ear. He'll be fine. Pietari finally tells his dad that this is Santa Claus. The dad says, hey, we've got what they were looking for in the mountain. We can sell it back to them and get the money back from the reindeer that got killed. We'll hold Santa for ransom.
We have Santa Claus. Selitä sille, että...
Commercialization of Christmas.
They meet the creepy guy from Sub-Zero at their facility.
Oh, what you got there for me? Oh, you got one.
See, he's all prepared. You can just throw him in the ocean and he'll study sharks.
But that's not Santa Claus.
It's one of Santa's little helpers.
Santa is inside that big shed. They look around and suddenly they realize they're surrounded by naked men with beards. Whoa!
Pietari leaves Vupe behind because he's gone off to be a man. The three men and Pietari run into the warehouse,
and they discover a big block of ice with a frozen demon inside. And surrounding it are all the stolen radiators and stoves. They're trying to melt the ice. And the missing children are here. Game over, man! Game over!
Pietari says, we gotta finish this thing. Luckily, there's all this dynamite here that I found. Let's blow him up.
Pipanarian goes out and he gets the helicopter. He flies out. They scoop up the children in a big net, fly them away. All of the naked boys run after them, leaving the warehouse unguarded. The adults left in the warehouse drill holes in the ice to put the dynamite in there, rig it up to blow it up.
Pietari's father cuts off the horns of Santa Claus because all good hunters want to keep the horns. We're gonna sell this to guys in Singapore to keep their erections hard. The elves follow the bait all the way to the reindeer pen, where they can be trapped.
But unfortunately, Pietari is also in there, and the guys are coming to get him. But just at that moment, the guys back at the warehouse blow it up. Santa's dead.
Being blown sky high like a bowl full of jelly.
And the helpers suddenly become docile, because they've got nobody else to serve anymore.
What do you do with a bunch of confused old men that look a lot like how we think Santa Claus looks? Teach them how to be Santa Clauses. You've all been to county. You know the drill. They spend the next year training them how to be good department store Santa Clauses.
And they ship them off all across the world.
85,000 apiece.
So they've gone from reindeer farming to human trafficking.
Yes.
Just put this next to the Ark of the Covenant and we'll be all set. Kind of a dumb ending. Do, up in Lapland, reindeer dead. Santa Claus will bite your head. His little helpers will steal your kids. But if you blow 'em up, then you'll get rich. Ho, 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 death in the snow. Ho, 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 frostbitten toe. Rare exports.
Finally, we've seen it.
That ending.
What you gonna do? It's kind of a Shaun of the Dead type ending, where it's like,
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, we have to find something to do with all these zombies we have around. If it didn't seem so much like slavery, it would be a lot more lighthearted.
But it's not just the very end. The movie became this big action movie.
Mm-hmm.
It started out a small movie and turned into a big movie.
Yeah.
I liked it better when it was a small movie.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it better when it was reindeer farmers, you know, looking around the next corner and not knowing what's going to be there.
Not just as a small movie, but as a horror movie.
Yeah.
And as a very fun horror movie. It's the type of horror movie that doesn't really scare you, but it's like lots of like little things that make you go, ugh.
I don't know that I would even call this a horror movie, because this is almost a movie that you could show kids.
You know,
like, it's going to scare them just enough, and all those naked penises probably wouldn't be the best thing for them to see, but, you know.
I think it would be a good movie where you think that it's time for your child to find out that there is no such thing as Santa Claus.
Right.
You show them this movie, and they're like, I don't like Santa anymore. And then you can say, well, don't worry, kid. Santa's not real.
What have we learned about Finland?
It gave me what little I know. It's where they say Santa Claus comes from. It's really snowy. It's dark almost all the time. And you don't mess with them. They took down the invading Russian army with a set of bow and arrows back in the 40s. So if anyone can stop the Santa monster, it's the Finns. I wish the movie was a little bit longer. and that there was just a little bit more of an explanation of what was going on, where the old mythology mixes in with this modern story.
Movie could have easily been 15 or 20 minutes longer.
Yeah.
And filled in some of those gaps.
Yeah.
Let's look into the logistics of the plot. The helpers, those were the mining employees, right?
Huh?
The guys who worked at the mining company.
No, the helpers, I think, had been buried with...
No, I don't think so.
What?
I think whenever they were gotten, they turned into the helpers. That's why the one helper had a American passport. He was a miner.
I thought that the guy who killed Green just put on Green's clothes.
That's the part what you were talking about before. The movie's too short.
Yeah.
If Santa was somehow causing these corpses to undergo transformation and come back to life, we should have seen that.
The thing about movies is that we want everything to be wrapped up and pat at the end.
Yeah.
But life is filled with mysteries. Last night, my dog got up and started walking around at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, you want to go out? And finally, she just went back to bed. And so I went back to bed, and I was just laying there. It's like, what was that all about? I'll never know why my dog was wandering around in the middle of the night last night. It will never be solved. Embrace the mystery.
Yeah, but movies, unlike dogs, can communicate ideas to us.
Yeah.
And they can do it either more effectively or less effectively depending on certain factors.
Yes.
I sort of wish this was more Finnish. I just wanted more of a glimpse into Finland. Finland is a vast mystery to me, and I want to know more about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to contact the Finland Tourism Board.
Maybe we should go to Finland.
And we'll dig into a mountain, and we'll release the beast.
No, we'll just dig into the mountain and make a basement there and do a special episode. If Finland provides us a basement, we will film an episode there.
Take the bait, Finland.
That's right.
Final thoughts on Rare Exports.
I think that this is a fun movie for kids. Give them a thrill. It's a fun movie for people who hate seeing women in movies because there's not one to be found in the entire thing.
There isn't.
Not a one.
Well, shake that chill out of your bones that you inevitably have after watching Rare Exports with us. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Watch a movie from a different land every once in a while. It will help you grow.
Yes, and some of it's in English, so you have that going for you.
Exactly.
English is what I said, because it's my mother language.
One place that you can go where you don't have to internationally travel to get there is our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. All of our episodes that we made right here are there. Also, there's a PayPal donation button. You can click on it. You can donate to support the show. Money. Scratch for the basement is what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you, boy. Turn the foghorn leghorn for no reason whatsoever.
Because chickens scratch.
I need my paper. Some people have done this very thing, and here are their names. Kristen, who says Scanners has been by far my favorite episode, and because of it, I now own the DVD.
Hey, commerce in action.
Yeah, buy DVDs. It's fun. Andrew, Kelsey, Avery, who says thanks for sharing all these great and some not so great movies with us. Maximilian, who says greetings from Bavaria.
Whoa, that's a first.
Drink a beer for us, buddy. Jason, Jeremy, Jane, who says, I found a 20 in a purse I haven't used in about 10 years. Since I obviously didn't miss it, I present it to you with a half curtsy. How very elegant of you, Jane.
I'll take the other half the curtsy.
And Callum, who says, thanks again for the great entertainment, and I love the show.
Hey.
And of course, I have to give a shout out to our monthly donors. Corey, Martha, Patricia, Stephanie, Jason, Stephanie, Edward, Lee, George, Patrick, and Joe. These people have set up monthly rolling donations, and you can do that when you click on the PayPal dingy on the website. The holidays are upon us. If you're looking for last-minute Christmas gifts, you can go to onpolana.com. That is Tona, the camera lady's website. She does all kinds of really cool jewelry designs. Go check them out. And now it's time to dig deep and excavate a little feature here on the show that I like to call Seen It.
Seen it.
In honor of the holiday season, our theme tonight on Seen It is Winter Wonderland. Movies that feature winter. Nico Logan writes, you guys should watch Snowpiercer. I was very disappointed. One of the main focuses of the film revolves around the main white male protagonist being almost worshipped as the hero of the people. Almost all the minority characters die, and as the viewer, it's difficult to care because they have no development. Seen it.
Seen it, and I have to disagree with your assessment, considering just the sheer amount of death in the movie, and really the last two people standing in the movie aren't white. It has a performance by Tilda Swinton, which I hope is remembered come Oscar season, because it is one of the strangest, most original performances I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just so fascinating that it's one of those things I'd want to recommend to everyone. Duncan Beale asks, "Hey Matt, have you seen Into the Wild? Awesome film."
I have seen it.
Seen it. One of the things I love about the movie is all of the location shooting that they do. They do everything from the Gulf of California all the way up to Alaska, beautiful shots of the Grand Canyon in South Dakota, everything. And they also don't tell you how to feel about Christopher McCandless. This is who he was. You decide if he's some arrogant middle-class kid or someone who, was this modern-day Henry David Thoreau.
Dr. Lipkin. How about Winter's Bone? I hated this movie, despite it being well acted, well shot, and well directed. I hated it because I didn't agree with the message that I think it was sending. It was a very painful movie to watch that offered no reward for taking the journey with them. Saying it.
I disagree. I love the movie.
That John Hawkes guy is great. I could watch him in anything.
It's also Jennifer Lawrence's audition reel for The Hunger Games. She skins a squirrel in it.
Yeah.
Mr. One of Thousands, 1994, asks, "How about Frozen? Seen it?"
I wasn't too crazy about it.
I liked Frozen, but I liked Tangled better, which was the previous movie kind of made by this division of Disney. I told that to a 6-year-old friend of mine, and it was like I doubted the divinity of Christ. It's like, how could you not like Frozen more than Tangled?
You have 6-year-old friends?
Yeah, I got a 6-year-old friend.
Just like hang out with them?
Yeah, B. Hey, B, out there in Colorado. My problem with the movie is that it seemed like it had too many songs, and they're all front-loaded in the first 2/3 of the movie. It's like every 14 seconds there was a new song. And then the last half hour of the movie, they're like, all right, we got to get down to business. No time to sing.
Yeah, Disney movies have way too many songs.
Yeah.
This next movie is about winter, nuclear winter. Dan Vadebancourt says, Dr. Strangelove is my favorite Kubrick film by far. Have you seen Failsafe, directed by Sidney Lumet and released the same year as Strangelove? It follows almost the exact same storyline, except it's a serious film. Seen it.
Seen it.
A good movie that is probably the biggest victim of bad timing in the history of movies.
Yeah.
It was released just months after Doctor Strangelove, and Strangelove was a hit, and Failsafe just looked silly by comparison. But it's not. It's a good, serious movie.
I have not seen Failsafe, but I've seen the remake of Failsafe. Back in 1999 or 2000, George Clooney put together a live TV broadcast of it.
Right, right.
So it feels like I've seen the movie, except for the fact that I didn't get to see Henry Fonda. I got to see Richard Dreyfuss as the president. So that's Seen It.
And that's our show. Rare Exports. Yeah. We hope your holiday season isn't scary and full of dread. We hope that you are warmed by the thoughts of giving and family. Or something.
Yeah, make sure to put a bear trap in your chimney.
Our next episode is going to be our end of the year special, and then we're going to go on a hiatus until next year. So get ready for that. We're going to be inducting new people into the Hall of Fame. We're going to be doing special stuff. It's going to be great.
Yeah, let us know who you think should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe we'll choose them.
Someone who's been featured on the show in some way.
Yeah, it can't just be anyone. Can't be Jesse Owens.
And here is our physical mail address. If you'd like to send us something, go ahead. We like to get surprises. From all of us here at Welcome to the Basement, happy holidays. We'll see you soon. Ho, ho, ho.
Who woulda know?
Who woulda know?
Is that the lyric?
Who wouldn't go?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Well, I guess we'll just deck halls.
Bye.
Bye. They dug too deep and unleashed an ancient evil.
They dug too deep, man.
What?
They dug too deep.
What are you doing?
You know what I'm saying? Dug.
Like the dig it?
Dug it,
Yeah, all right.